Hello again, friends. So, let's get straight into it and have a look at the more recent offerings from Like and Dark Alliance, which are made by Redbox, it looks like, and we're going to see how they've progressed. So, earlier sets are quite rough and ready, and let's just see. So, we'll start out with set one. So, let's have a look at the packaging. So, immediately, if you're familiar with Lord of the Rings, you'll know what these guys are about. And that's the front cover. Not bad. Kind of, I don't know if they're particularly well made as a, piece of art. Nothing really compares to Christopher Lee with his 15th century grenade, but it'll do. On the back side, okay, so unlike most other sets that you're going to come across from historical miniatures makers or, light, low fantasy miniatures, these are predominantly archers, which is really good. So you get 48 figures, 12 poses, and roughly, if my maths are anything to go by, that gives you what, you get about 12 swordsmen and about 36 archers, which is really good because most sets if they're mixed sets with archers and swordsmen, you're going to find more swordsmen than archers. So already we're off to a promising start. Okay, so they come in this Ziploc bag, kind of rough and ready, more or less the same production style as the earlier sets. However, for your convenience, I've already taken one out. They do look a bit more defined. So let me just zoom in like that. They do look a bit more defined. They look clean. They don't appear to have as much flash as earlier products. And the detail's very good. You can make out, individual ruffles in the feathers. The hair's defined. The facial features are defined. They look quite expressive. And they are just really, really good miniatures from the first look at them. This is the back side of them. So they've all got nice little capes, which are always fun to paint. But because it's quite hard, kind of rubbery plastic, you will need to clean them up really good in some soapy water with a toothbrush. That's what I do. You can prime them either with a clear plastic primer or just your regular miniatures primer, or basically any sort of spray paint will do. So on the first sprue you get 4 archers, 2 swordsmen, and on this side 4 archers, 2 swordsmen. So we've got a swordsman who's ready to get stuck into the fray. We've got a guy who's waving his sword above his head. Get out of my garden, you're not having your ball back. We've got a command figure who is pointing, as command figures often do. And the rest of the archers are all in various stages of loosing their bows. So already really good. I like the fact that you get a lot of archers in this set, because archers for some reason just seem to be neglected by miniatures manufacturers. So that is the set one, Southern Kingdom Warriors, the Rangers and the Scouts. Well worth picking up. I get mine from hannants.co.uk, and like I say, these are the most recent ones. And I think that the turning quality was around about my most popular video, The Mummies. That's when the figures really started getting very defined. So let's see if they can continue their good work with the Southern Kingdom Warriors set 2, the Hevel Cavalry. Okay, so this is quite a departure, because you only get 12 mounted figures in 6 poses. Now, I think the Black Riders, I think in general the cavalry sets you do tend to get less figures. So here we have these riders of Gondor or Rivendell or whatever they are, leading the charge in the climactic battle of Return of the King. And looking at the back, this is what you've got. So we've got some crested knights with their crested helms. We've got a few lancers, swordsmen. And that's the back of the box. So let's actually have a look. And once again, to spare your eardrums, I've already gone ahead and taken some out. Much like the other set, they come in this Ziploc bag. So already we can see a little bit of a departure from what Redbox normally do. Normally all the weapons are part of the model. They use a one-piece mold. So unlike most other one-piece mold manufacturers, they've managed to avoid them looking rather flat. You know, they look quite dynamic. This guy looks a bit unusual with his arm just out like that. I think that you're supposed to put one of these swords, which come on these sprues. Good luck chopping them out without damaging them. But, you know, what I like to do is I'll put them in some warm water and just give them a bit of a bend as I'm cleaning them. The warm water, and then obviously as it cools, it'll hold its position. You can put it in a more natural position. So we've got these, you know, enclosed almost hoplite like helms, obviously on this set. We've got two of the closed helms. We've got three of them, but the one in the middle, who's probably some kind of commander or leader, has wings on the side of his helm to make him stand out. So the shields do have already stamped on like emblems, so you're gonna have to have all these guys with trees on their shields. You can just scrub it off, of course. It's not impossible to do, and you know, it can look quite cool. So a little bit of work, you can make your own crests, or you can just paint them as they are. Just, you know, spray them black, dry brush them, and there you go. So they're the riders, and these are the mounts. So they've got quite nice barding. They've got a little shield on their padded leather. This horse on the bottom now has some chainmail and plates along the back of his head, and is it chamfron or something? I don't know. So Redbox have done the same thing that they always do. They put a tuft of grass on one of the hooves, so that 3 of the 4 hooves are always in contact with the base. And looking at this one, this guy's got horns on his thing there. That's cool. It's really cool. So these are really nice, actually. They are, you know, like I say, the most recent set. The details are all there. There's very little flash on any of these newer sets. So like I say, you won't be spending so much time cleaning them. Well worth it. Not as good value as the other set, the Windy Bay, the Southern Kingdom Warriors, the Rangers, but that just tends to be how it is with mounted figures. You get less of them. Well worth it. Grab them if you can. You can get them off Hannants. They don't tend to sell out very much because, you know, they're now with the old world that's out. If you really do want some historical fantasy miniatures, there probably are better ones, but for the price, good value. So I hope you enjoyed watching it, and yeah, there's more to come. Thanks again. Bye bye.